Right now,
Michigan GOP has a convention coming up right here in Grand Rapids on March 2nd. Going into that, there are two people claiming leadership of the party. With that, a resolution is necessary. So attorneys for both sides in a Kent County courtroom on Wednesday trying to get a decision from a judge. Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. sharp, attorneys for two factions of the Michigan GOP showed up here in Judge J. Joseph Rossi's Grand Rapids courtroom to determine the future of party leadership.
There was no discussion, a voice vote was taken, and the vote was unanimous.
All right. Was there a quorum present for this meeting?
Yes, sir.
All right. Was a motion made to elect a new chair of the Michigan Republican Party?
Yes, sir.
Kristina Karamo was elected party chair in February of last year after building a name for herself during a failed Secretary of State campaign. By December 2023, there was a portion of the state Republican Party that wanted her out.
There's tremendous confusion across the state, and it does not just affect the vice.
Your Honor, for the response about what's going on in the state, that's hearsay.
That portion of party leadership convened a meeting on January 6 where they removed Karamo, replacing her with former ambassador to the Netherlands, Pete Hoekstra. Karamo pushed back, arguing she is still party chair because those trying to push her out had not followed party bylaws to do so.
Because it does accept that first definition of quorum and replaces it, right?
There was prolonged back and forth regarding the use of proxies or other people standing in for voting members of the party when a decision like Karamo's removal is made.
Absent proxies, you did not have a majority of the total membership of the committee on January 6th, correct?
Absent proxies, we did not.
Attorneys for the plaintiffs argue that everything was done properly, even where proxies were used. Attorneys representing Karamo argued that the way proxies were used in turn caused their removal vote to violate those party bylaws.
Do you take your obligations under the bylaws of the Michigan Republican Party seriously?
I do.
All right. Do you expect others to follow the bylaws?
I do.
Now, the folks that filed this lawsuit say they need a decision quickly. They need a chairperson defined so that they can, in turn, have the ability to do what they need to do. For now, in downtown Grand Rapids, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.
Kristina Karamo is planning to host her own presidential nominating convention on March 2nd. That's the same day the Michigan GOP, led by Pete Hoekstra, is holding its convention. Now, the hearing Michael was at could impact this. If the preliminary injunction is granted, she wouldn't be able to act as chair throughout the remainder of the lawsuit proceedings. The result of the lawsuit could make that permanent. Since the lawsuit will likely not be resolved in the next 2 weeks, her separate convention may not happen. But if the convention does move forward, it could affect our state's election results. Remember, the investigation by the Republican National Committee found that the party's vote to remove Karamo was valid, and they have since recognized Hoekstra as the chair. But even so, some local party leaders have vowed to attend her convention in Detroit instead of the other in Grand Rapids. That includes David Chandler, the chairman of the Iosco County GOP. He says his county will be in Detroit, not Grand Rapids, come March 2nd. He told the Associated Press, in part, "We're going to send the results of that convention to the RNC. If they don't accept it, if they decide we're not going to be able to send our delegates to the national convention, that's too bad. That's too bad, so sad for the RNC," end quote. Michigan Republicans' process for allocating delegates was already complicated this year after the date for our state's primary was moved up to February. To avoid breaking rules set by the RNC, Michigan Republicans will assign 16 of our state's delegates based on the results of next Tuesday's election. The other 39 delegates will be based on results of the caucus vote on March 2nd. Be sure to stay with Fox 17 for continued updates.